Greetings, You Can't Be Bluers. Gary Carter Green here, and this is your You Can't Be Blue Daily Briefing. As always, new videos launch Monday through Thursday. Your destination is You Can't Be Blue at Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. And hey, if you enjoy these videos, please remember to like, subscribe, and comment, and share them with your friends, both Democrats and future former Republicans alike. Tawny, do you have anything you want to say? She doesn't have anything. Hey, I'll mark your calendar for this Sunday, October 25th, 1 p.m. Pacific. I will be the guest for the full hour on Soapbox Sunday with Jermaine Taylor over on Instagram Live. You guys know Jermaine. He is a fellow You Can't Beat Bluer. You see him here in the group all the time. We're going to be taking your questions live in chat. Again, it'll be the full hour. You can also submit your questions here in comments ahead of time, and we'll try to hit as many of them as we can. But please join us. Well, it was a rough week for Iowa Republican Senator Joni Ernst. She was in a debate with Democratic challenger Teresa Greenfield, who is polling very, very well right now. It's looking good for Teresa in the state of Iowa. Meanwhile, Senator Ernst was asked a question that every politician in the state needs to know the answer to, most especially if you're like Ernst and you're touting your agriculture knowledge and farming roots.
My name is Joni Ernst. I was raised on a small family farm here in Iowa. Our farmers live every day with that sense of service, the stewards of the land. I've worked closely with the president for farmers in Iowa and more jobs for farmers in the heartland. I can't recall an administration more hostile to farmers than Obama-Biden. President Trump heard us in our call for assistance for our farmers. An America where farmers are punished. Our farmers in the heartland. Farmers are farmers, a small family farm. Our farmers in the heartland. Farmers are punished. Farmers are hostile to farmers, punished. Farmers are farmers in the heartland.
Gee, do you get the impression that Joni Ernst wants you to think she knows something about farming? If she did, she probably wouldn't have had a problem accurately answering this question from moderator Ron Steele. Democratic challenger Teresa Greenfield had absolutely no issue nailing down the correct break-even price of an Iowa crop. But when the question was turned over to Senator Ernst, she proved, unfortunately, that she does not know beans.
My question is a simple ag question. Teresa Greenfield, you answer first. What's the break-even price for a bushel of corn in Iowa this week?
Well, a bushel of corn is going for about $3.68 today, $3.69, and break even really just depends on the amount of debt someone has. I suspect there's farmers that are breaking even at that price. However, if their yields are down 50%, that's certainly not going to cover it for them.
Senator, break even price for soybeans for an Iowa farmer to produce.
Yeah, certainly. I would like to go back to previous statement. Certainly with what we have done on trade, we have seen significant strides forward. So the USMCA is a great example of that with our two largest trade partners, Mexico and Canada. So I am thankful that we are well on our way to correcting the situation within our trade space, and that was done with a Republican Senate and a Republican in the White House.
Well, thank you very much. I might have missed it, but I don't think you answered my question. What's the break-even price for soybeans in Iowa? You grew up on a farm. You should know this.
I think you had asked about corn, and it depends on.
I asked her corn.
It depends on what the inputs are, but probably about $5.50.
Well, you're a couple dollars off, I think, here because it's 10:05. So, well, we'll move on to something else then.
And I don't think Ms. Greenfield answered either.
She actually did with the price of corn. We had asked for the price of soybeans from you, Senator. You want to take another crack at it?
No, thank you. You said the break even for corn is $10.50. I don't think that's correct.
Right, that would have been for beans. Ron's question was soybeans
or maybe
to you,
I'm not
Ms.
hearing.
Greenfield, to corn to Ms. Greenfield. Let's go ahead and move on to a completely different subject.
Farmers.
Finally going to end on an up note. I have started doing this, and I'm going to recommend it to you guys as well whenever you are feeling anxious about the upcoming election. Just go to YouTube, go to the search box, and type in Pete Buttigieg, and just watch the first video that comes up in results. It is going to just soothe you like a warm bath. I did it earlier this morning, and here's the video that came up for me.
Today is National Coming Out Day. As an openly gay man, married man, for those folks who are LGBT and especially Q who might be watching, what would you tell them if they are struggling with coming out and how to do it?
The most important thing I want them to hear is I'm rooting for you. I know that this can be incredibly challenging and for different people in different ways. I was a grown man, a mayor of a city in a position of responsibility. I owned a house, and I found it extremely challenging to come out. In my 30s, some people are seniors and are know that they're at a moment in their lives when it's just time. You're ready when you're ready. There is an extraordinary community of people who care about you and who support you. And the other thing that I think is important for people to think about, because you're often understandably wrapped up in your own fears and concerns, is to remember that when you make a decision to come out, to be who you are, to let others know who you are, someone you might not even realize might be looking to you, might be looking up to you, and might know that they have a better chance of acceptance.
Let others know who you are. Someone you might not even realize might be looking to you. That applies for National Coming Out Day, as Pete Buttigieg is speaking of it there, but it also applies to all of us in this heavy-duty fight to get as many Democrats elected to office in November as possible, not just in our own states and our own districts, but in races all across the country. When we speak up, when we express our opinions in public spaces, we may be affecting and inspiring people who need it. And I'm thinking specifically of first-time voters and young voters who may not feel confident in expressing their political voices openly yet. And I'm thinking about a lot of people in rural communities all across this country who feel that they have to go along with what's being said at their dinner tables or what's being said in church on Sundays in order to feel like they belong to some kind of group. Don't let anyone intimidate you into thinking you don't have the right to express your opinions in public spaces. If you want to have real power, and if you want to affect people across this country who need to be inspired, that's exactly what we need to be doing, expressing our opinions in public spaces. So keep doing it, keep posting to social media, and keep sharing those photos of ballots filled out for Democrats that we are dropping off all across this country right now. It's incredibly inspiring, but there are a lot of people who do not live in big cities, and it means more to them than you might even realize. That's it, I'm done for the day. Have a wonderful afternoon. I'm available on social media 24 hours a day. You Can't Beat Blue at Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. The website, youcan'tbeatblue.com, and the Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/youcan'tbeatblue. Do something for a Democrat today, why don't you? Gary out.
Farmers, a small family farm. Our farmers in the heartland.